This is absurd. Guys, we're back. Everything is going okay on the YouTube end. I just got my channel back up and running, people. With XRP currently on the move, everything appears to be going great and at the ideal moment, correct? This is fresh out of the press. By the time you're watching this video, XRP is already rapidly increasing and is essentially flying. I guess it's becoming a little overheated, so it's probably a mate dump, but it's me. So here's the thing. Guys, here's the thing. XRP. In fact, it exceeded the most crucial threshold, which is $2.50, as indicated by the yellow line here. Guys, keep in mind that's a psychological level, so that's really big. Additionally, there is a lot of resistance there, but it was easily overcome. Guys, cut it like butter. Here's the thing now, I do think there will be volatility in the near future. However, I do think this is the test. If XRP rises above this level at some point, I'll know if the bottom is in. I'll mark it. Let me do it here since I can't even mark it. If XRP rises to $2.78 from $2.72, guys, if XRP can reach around $2.80, right? If XRP continues to rise in this manner, I believe that the moon is here, which indicates that the ultimate has arrived. This is crazy, which makes sense, and you guys want to know why. Take a look at this full-blown range, which includes XRP at about 272, right, which is resistance again in that region that we just discussed, and about $2, guys, right, the rage, and then it just deviated above and then below as well. Once more, the real test is yet to come. All right? However, it appears to be extremely bullish thus far. Isn't this crazy, guys? This is absurd. Mr. Zoom asks, who would have guessed well? Extra P-Pants opening up Fate the data and getting left behind. What's happening here then? Basically, guys, have a look at this. The bands are currently opening on XRP. I don't know why my paint tool isn't working, but it's essentially opening up, guys, as we previously discussed. It seemed to be consolidating down here, but XRP pushed, so it began to open up. I'll say that $2.75 is currently my primary test. If you want to go beyond and beyond that level, give or take, around there. That's all. The gates to heaven seem to have opened. All right, after that, it's in a skill time. Retraces are likely to occur. Of course, nothing ever rises. Straight in the moon, unless it's XRP, which is unique in that regard because it is currently defined. However, $2.70 is, in my opinion, the true test to see if it could rise above that level right now, guys. It's essentially go time, so this is what I do want to see. This is exactly what I want to see close to 275. That's what XRP did in this instance. Just consolidate if it could do that, guys. As you can see, it never returned to its original structure after being consolidated and pumped. The moon's right look consolidation pumped never returned to its original structure, which is how I knew it was there. Guys, you want to see that for a moon. The same thing that is taking place at the moment. Consolidation, pump, pump. Should it reach 275, solidify, and then pump once more? Guys, things are looking amazing at the moment. Everything is looking fantastic. Once more, a retracement is likely to occur, but XRP really simply has to maintain steady. Yes, I wanted to mention that I was going to share my Redler movie that I made a few days ago, but as you are aware, YouTube had some issues. Nevertheless, we may proceed with that. Therefore, I think I'll post that later tonight. That was a few days ago then. According to the White House, UNICEF has now announced a trade pact with China. Unusual will claims. Guys, is this the reason we're pumping or are there bullish sentiments? I believe I have been out of the loop for about a day. Although I haven't been on Twitter too often, there's been a lot of positive news lately, including, here the United States lowers duties on Chinese goods from 145% to 30% for a period of 90 days. Then, for 90 days, China reduces its duties on the United States from 125% to 10%, correct? This is the reason we're pumping, guys, because the pump is accompanied by the injection of news, correct? This is causing these coins to surge. Bitcoin appears to need to consolidate here, folks. I hope it simply rises for the upcoming higher. However, this appears intriguing. Take a look. Guys, this is similar to vertical accumulation. It appears that unless it dumps correctly, it will certainly be bad news for all of these assets if it dumps. However, if it could simply last like this, gentlemen, have a look at how we previously triumphed like this. The identical item, which is a pump, I know what it will do, guys, especially with Bitcoin, if it could just hold up like this. To be honest, I'm not too familiar with it. However, once more, XRP has passed the initial test. I think the second one is about 275. But when we arrive, we'll see what transpires. Now it's time to go if we could only see bullish news like this. Now the 90-day period seems strange to me. Why they're doing that for 9 days is beyond me. Why weren't they able to do it indefinitely? However, it appears that they wished to test the waters and such, but on the ongoing, the transition is happening. This continuous trade battle between the biggest economies in the world has undergone a major change, isn't it? And in the meantime, lowering import duties from China and vice versa, aren't they? It dropped sharply, but it appears that America is currently in control. This is really lovely since it's a form of de-escalation, isn't it? It is providing greater clarity. Guys, that's the thing. It's providing greater clarity. It's practically time to go if we could only see good news like this. Thus, I'm pleased to say that we made significant progress in the crucial trade negotiations between the US and China. The discussions were quite fruitful. The meeting made significant strides and came to crucial agreements. It brought about clarity, isn't that what I'm saying? Consequently, if we don't spot any more black swans in the future, I believe that the new Ultim will experience many highs that you are aware the entire XRP community has been discussing for a long time. All right, folks. Everything is looking breathtakingly lovely. Additionally, traditional financing is set to enter the building for Mr. Man. The setup is nearly finished. Take a look at this. This was also released today. At 1 p.m., the SEC Crypto Task Force Roundtable will talk about tokenization. Whether it happens tonight or not, you can see more later today with panelists from BlackRock, Fidelity, NASA. Paul Atkins, a pitcher, will give a keynote address about asset tokenization. Thus, this is very important news. This will take place in a few hours. This implies that BlackRock is approving Fidelity, NASA, and other entities, which is essentially traditional finance, in addition to the SEC's. The fact that they are all checked off means that this is just really good news for cryptocurrencies in general. Absolutely, I mean, what else can I say? However, as we previously stated, this is the only way that cryptocurrencies will grow over time, so it must happen, guys. It's up. Yes, if we're discussing a new financial system, that's the only way they'll introduce or convince everyone to embrace this new technology. Isn't pumping these cryptos in up-only mode? Naturally, there are traces here and there and other places, but the only reason they are up is because Trump said, "I want crypto right," which is crucial. The only option is up since they don't want to be left out. Crypto is what I want. Crypto is crucial, in my opinion, since China will do it if we don't. Plus, it's new and very popular. It's really hot. If you examine the market during its decline, it remained far more robust than other market components. However, I desire cryptocurrency since millions of people wanted it. As you may know, Biden attacked it harshly